So I recently got The Walking Dead Destinies on PlayStation 5, and not only that, I also ended up getting the Platinum Trophy in this terrible, terrible game. Which left me asking myself, why did I even play this and platinum it? I mean, there was loads of graphical glitches, there was some really weird moments during the cutscenes, like this one where, as it pans back, one of the walkers just tries to attack the camera for no reason. Then there was all of the weird oddities with how the levels are designed, like this one that just starts off with a walker right behind you and it immediately attacks you. Oh, and then there's all the freezes that the game does, and it slows down quite a lot as you're about to get detected by walkers. Then there's a load of awful, like really, really awful boss fights like this one in this generator room, or the final boss fight against Merle or T-Dog, depending on your choices, where you can just stand in this ring of fire and fight. It's a bit of a mess of a game, to be honest, and the AI is just really dumb, like this moment here.
I think I saw something.
Or how about this moment where I'm surrounded by 3 enemies and only one of them comes to attack me while the other 2 just start to become cheerleaders and watch the fight. It's a very weird game with some really poor character models. So yeah, why did I platinum this game? Well, despite its many flaws, I did actually kind of enjoy this one.
Make sure that one bullshit PlayStation trophy. Shit. Lori.
Later on in the game, you'll get to this level where you go back to Morgan, but he mistakes you for a threat and starts to snipe you from this rooftop, and the aim of the level is to sneak round and get to his building to talk him down. But there's also a trophy here called Shadow for never getting hit by Morgan in this level, and this for me was the most annoying trophy in the game. So you'll start off by this wall, and you've got to wait until his target goes red and he fires to then turn white so you can run safely without getting hit. And the aim is to go into this street and hide behind this like trash can thing. And you better make sure you don't try and just dodge roll out of the way, because that won't work, and the game even tells you that right away. So once you buy these trash cans, you need to try and shoot the other walkers in the road to make the path clear, and then use this trash can by grabbing it and pushing it up the road for cover, as you can then slowly work your way towards Morgan. But of course, you can't just stand behind these and pretend that you're okay all of the time, because despite being in cover using these trash cans, you can still end up getting shot by him, because the laser pointer will just go straight through the objects and the bullet will just hit you regardless, which is really, really annoying. So your best bet is to just slide it up to this top right corner of this road just in front of the barricade, and then sprint over to the right into this garden where there's another trash can for you to hide behind. But you want to make sure you take out the screamer zombies here before they alert more zombies, because this section here in this garden is probably the hardest part about this trophy, as you can easily get hit here and be overwhelmed by all of the zombies that come in if that screamer ends up going off and setting all the others on you, because you'll just find yourself being constantly attacked by them, forcing you to move out of the cover of the trash can, and more than likely Morgan will end up hitting you with his sniper rifle. It's really, really annoying to fail here, and it got me several times because there was just so many walkers around that it was hard to get past this bit. You also need to be wary of doing any execution moves, because you can still get shot whilst in those animations. So once you've managed to kill those walkers there without getting shot by Morgan, you then need to move the trash can up to the right hand corner of the garden, and then use your weapon to shoot out the crates so you can get the trash can through it onto the street, and then you need to slide it down to the left side of the road whilst in cover, avoiding Morgan's fire. But there's even more walkers around the street here, and you've got to try and quickly roll around into this garden on the left that you can use for cover. But then of course there's more walkers here that are going to try and grab you and push you out of cover. You can't wait too long here as well, because any walkers you've left behind you will catch up to you and grab you, and that'll force you to come out of cover where Morgan will probably just shoot you. So you need to try and just keep moving as quick as possible. So as you slowly work your way up through these gardens, you're getting closer and closer to the building that Morgan is sniping you from, and there's yet another trash can for you to use in the road to get over to where he is. But of course there's even more walkers here now, and this is quite a fairly long section of a level, and if you were to fail at any point in this section, you have to restart from the very beginning, as there's no checkpoint here. So as you get closer to the building, you'd probably start to think you're okay now, because it'll be harder for him to shoot you. But you'd be wrong, because you're anything but safe at this point, because just to catch you unawares, a giant heavy zombie bursts out of the fence and attacks you.
Oh, hell no!
So now, not only have you got to deal with Morgan shooting down at you, you've got to try and take this guy out, which takes way too many bullets, all the while making sure you don't move too far away from the edge of this building so that Morgan can hit you. With that enemy dead, you've now got to just get to the front door of Morgan's building, but of course there's more barricades in the way, forcing you to go the long way around, which means more of timing your moves in between Morgan's shots. But remember where I said Morgan was at the start of this video?
It's on the rooftops.
Well, he should be on the rooftop, but this being The Walking Dead Destinies, the game's just glitched him out, and now he's just teleporting around the place, phasing through all of the walls of the building as if he's looking out of the window, and he's just tracking my every move. To add to the pain factor of trying to get this trophy without getting shot by him, this new glitched position he's in makes it even easier for him to hit me here, when really he shouldn't be able to now, because I'm at the base of the building he's standing on, so he shouldn't really be able to look down and get me. But I managed to sneak my way past him and get to the front of the building, but of course the door was blocked, wasn't it, by this giant crate which needed to be moved out of the way. My only problem was that it's really slow to actually grab the crate and move it, because you have to hold down the square button before the animation of Rick grabbing the crate triggers, and then you've got to try and slide it out of the way. But of course Morgan on the rooftop, or glitched through the walls, is looking down at me, so his red dot of the sniper scope is always on me as soon as I go to the front of this crate. And quite honestly, after spending a good 10-15 minutes trying to do this, I really didn't want to get shot here and fail the trophy due to this glitched out BS from the game. And so after a bit of panicking, I eventually just decided to go for it, and I grabbed the crate and managed to move it out of the way before Morgan shot me. And all that was left to do now was just to stand at the doorway and get this trophy popped.
Hands.
Now, this shadow trophy should have been fairly simple to get, and in any other normal game it would have been quite a fun trophy to unlock, but in The Walking Dead Destinies, things just didn't go the way it was intended to do, and as a result this trophy became a bit of a glitched nightmare that was a bit of a pain to unlock. So that is why the shadow trophy in Walking Dead Destinies deserves a trophy rating of